Module 9 Case Study Digital Literacy Curriculum Challenges to School-Wide Adoption. Section 1 Summarize the case, establish the facts. I am attempting to change Triscuit Middle School's teaching, curriculum, and assessment practices. I am the assistant principal of 5 years that sees that the majority, 80% of the population, are Black students, 17% white, and 3% other, and that we are performing below average on standardized testing. I also note that the school teaches using textbook, paper, and pencil. I also see that students have trouble with multiple choice questions, which is supported by data. I want to create new assessments and curriculum-based instruction through technology, but I know that my biggest obstacle will be getting the school system to change and getting staff on board with our technology. Summarize the case, establish the facts. Triscuit Middle School students are scoring below expectation on student achievement tests. They score low on short answer and extended response questions. Triscuit switched to block days but did not focus on how students learn. Teachers, administrators, parents, community members, and the Board of Education all might be concerned about the situation. Teachers are comfortable with their teaching style, and I have focused on doing the work alone and then instructing implementation. Summarize the case, establish the facts. I used school racial demographics, social economic status of students, analyzation of parent participation in academic and non-academic activities, teachers' preference in teaching style, state achievement test, schedule analysis to make my data-informed decision. What was ignored was in my ability to use my principal, other buildings that are successful, teacher feedback, communication, and collaboration into my implementation. Section 1, summarize the case, establish the facts. I did not use culturally responsive and accessible assessments in my decision. I looked at the data in the school, and I know that my school is low income. I put no plan in place to purchase the technology to support the student for this plan to occur. How are the students to access Wi-Fi at home? Can the school district afford one-to-one devices? This is never mentioned. What kind of technology do I want to shift to? And how does it affect each core area of student study? Do I have the correct websites for math, English, social studies to give to teachers per each grade level? How can I use this technology change in assessment and ensure and provide differentiated instruction to each student? This is missing to meet each student where they are at and help them increase skills to a mastery level. Summarize the case, establish the facts. I did not promote the future well-being of students of teachers. The first step needed to be a collaborative effort between teachers and all administration. If I am the only one pushing this initiative, it will fail. If I am the only one pushing this initiative, it will fail. The teachers must voice their opinions. They are in the classroom daily and they know their students. They will also have more buy-in when they are a part of the vision. Students need to understand the change and be willing to understand their own difficulties with the current format of learning. I was focused on what I knew. I am a Google certified trainer. I am an ISTE certified trainer, but not all the teachers are. I must meet all staff where they are at and then teach them why technology is important to raising scores. Section 2, candidate reports any legal or ethic issue. There was no legal issue with this approach. I believe there are ethical issues, which it is approached to promoting the current and future success and well-being of each student and adult because each student may not have the resources for attainment within the school budget constraints or their individual home. One major thing that was not reported was the allocation of funding for this initiative's success. Teachers were harmed because they were instructed to teach new technology without proper training on their skill level. No actions were discriminatory. Section 3, define the problem. The problem is that I, while well-intentioned, am not thinking of the approach of making this a successful initiative. I did not involve my principal. I did not contact other teachers who are successful in this area. I did not involve teachers. I did not talk to students or parents. I decided what was best for all and tried to implement change in a drastic way without support or guidance. My training can only go so far. I need everyone to understand the why and for them to communicate their concerns and their thoughts. This will only make the final launch much more successful. Section 4, candidate evaluates the missing facts and places the data into 3 categories: people, place, and programs. People. I must involve my principal, teachers, students, and parents to move this initiative forward. I must create more data based on their thought process. I also need to speak with district financial services about budget for technology and how that rollout can happen for every student. I was trying to provide new assessments that will occur at Triscuit Middle School. I will need to look at all courses and grade levels to determine probable rollout. I will also need to look at professional development dates to teach teachers. I should involve the building leadership team chair and department chairs to get teachers on board. Section 5, candidate reviews and prioritizes the information. The problem with this initiative is that it is promoting change in my school where teachers and students are accustomed to their ways of teaching. The second problem is getting my staff on board with technology integration. The third problem is due to most students being low socioeconomic class, and the funding within the district is probably low to match. This means that these great tech ideas cannot fully be implemented. Section 6, candidate provides a plan demonstrating how they would handle the situation. I believe collaboration is key. The first step is to promote the current and future success and well-being of each student and adult is to create a collaborative approach with all parties involved. Everyone should have a voice. I would speak to my principal and gain support and guidance, talk to teachers in BLT and DC meetings, and create a Google form for all teacher feedback. I would create a student Google form for ideas for better learning techniques from them and send them out on a survey to parents to get their feedback. This would create a framework for creating a collaborative, high-quality, technology-rich curricular program and other supports for academic and non-academic student programs. Next, I would speak with district financial services and get a determination of the new technology that can be purchased and create equity among all student learning processes that each equipment. Finally, I would talk to students and find out what they would make with their assessments more culturally responsive and accessible for their student learning and well-being, which would create an assessment that was coherent and equitable. Section 7, candidate evaluates their plan. The pros of my plan are that this is a collaborative approach and will do what is good for individuals and for the team. It goes beyond myself as the assistant principal and looks at the greater good of the school building, students, and staff, and ultimately does what is right for all. The cons of my plan is that I would have to face that my plan will not work alone. I have done all of the training and initiatives with a good heart, but I have depended on myself. This is a con for myself. Ultimately, my plan would be the best for myself because I would learn that collaboration strengthens the team and myself through this process. Section 8, candidate develops their plan. Reflection of my plan starts with my leadership style. I am highly educated with a great heart for wanting my students to succeed. What I lack is the understanding of teamwork and collaboration skills. I need to understand that this process of involving all stakeholders will ultimately make me a stronger leader. My peers will respect me more. I'll be the right person with the conversation to produce funding. And the students will understand the new processes that they helped create, which will make them more excited to try the new learning situation. This will result in a positive and more focused initiative. Section 9, candidate reflects and demonstrates implementation. I must involve my principal, teachers, students, and parents to move this initiative forward. I must create more data based on my thought processes. I will do this by promoting the current and future success and well-being of each student and adult by this collaborative approach with all parties involved. Everyone should have a voice. Speaking to my principal and gaining support and guidance, talking to teachers and building leadership team and DCs, and create a Google form for all teachers' feedback, creating a student Google form for ideas for better learning techniques from them, and sending them out a survey to parents to get their feedback. This will create a framework for creating a collaborative, high-quality, technology-rich curricular program and other supports for academic and non-academic student programs. Next, I would speak with District Financial Services and get a determination of that new technology can be purchased and create equity among all student learning processes. Finally, talk to the students. Find out what they will make with their assessments more culturally responsible and accessible for all students' learning and well-being, which will create an assessment practice that is coherent and equitable. If this plan is not a success, I will break it down and find the items that can be worked on within financial constraints and discuss that and then move forward. Section 10, candidate provides concluding statements. My proposal embraces PLL4 learning and instruction because it uses evaluatory practices that develop and implement coherent systems of curriculum, instruction, data systems, supports, and assessment for all students based upon collaboration with key stakeholders. This assignment was relevant to this current learning and how it will impact what assistant principals currently do as educators, because it challenged me to think of what leadership style would work best within this model. I realized that I cannot do it alone. I need help. I need feedback. I need to depend on others as an assistant principal to make success for the greater good of everyone involved. This assignment will impact my future as a building principal because it made me think about data analysis, the demographics of my students, and the impact of staff before I implement change within the organization. It made me realize that I want to lead. I want to go to the next level where I can make change that impacts the students' learning in a positive way for all my students. This assignment confirmed my desire for building administration, and it reminded me that I can't do it alone. This is why I will work together with my team to create success for my organization. And here are my references. Thank you.